for me, I want to focus on like why you want to do the things you want to do, and then how we're going to go about doing it. And then even just like a little backstory on life. So people, and not just like the things that you've experienced, but like what's kind of shaped you into you. Because for me, that's like the most interesting thing that anyone can hear is like, okay, yeah, Chandler experienced this cool thing, but like what made Chandler Chandler? What brought him to the point?
Yeah.
So.
Well, can I just start with saying something? I'm super excited to talk about what we're going to do because it's really awesome because I know there's not going to be many people watching this right now, but I know down the line what I'm talking about is going to happen. And I'm unbelievably stoked like a couple years down the line to look at this from the position I will be in that I'm creating for myself now and be like, man, we did all that.
Yeah.
Because we're going to. And that's what I just got really excited about because, again, we're kind of... Where do you even post these? Like, I don't even know, like, what
I mean, it'll be on YouTube. It'll be on, like, all the, like, podcast platforms.
Okay.
There's, like, 15 podcast platforms.
Okay. Well, shout out to everybody watching retroactively after they figure out what we're doing down the line.
Yeah.
So in a couple or a year or a couple months, however long this takes to get rolling, I mean, yeah, I'm stoked.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it'll be fun to come back and watch this.
Isn't that a beautiful feeling, though? Like, kind of put yourself in your shoes in 5 months, a year, or 2 years, and be like, man, all the stuff we're about to talk to you about today is going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, because
we're that confident in what we're doing.
And there's no reason why it wouldn't happen. It's like, it feels right. It feels divine. Life has set us up for success, and it's pointed us in one direction, essentially, and it's like, just head that way.
And to help give as many other people success as possible as well.
Yeah.
And that's why I'll be successful.
Oh, yeah. It's not, like, I think that's what people don't love about service specifically is, like, it's never about you. And so if you're, like, trying to make it about you, where it's like, look at me, look at this, look at this, look at this, then it's always going to come back to like, oh, that's not very authentic. You're making this about you. And it's like, this isn't about us. This is about showing the world that like two people and multiple people and even one person can do so much good. And it's not that I'm the only person that can do it or you're the only person or we're the only people. It's no, if people are just driven enough and have enough love in their hearts, specifically with service, how much can actually happen? How much can the world change? Yeah. How many lives can be impacted on not just like a number scale of like, we helped this many people, or we like put out this much food onto like families' dinner tables or this or that. And it's like, that's beautiful. But it's like, how many humans felt loved and seen and cared for and felt hope for the first time in maybe their entire life or in forever? Like, for me, those are the numbers that I care about. Like, you can put food on anyone's table. You can put, like, a roof over anyone's head, but if you're still miserable, you still want life to end because you have no purpose and you have no love in your life and no one cares, then what's the point? Like, the reason that suicide is not directly related to homelessness says that homes don't mean anything. Like,
or just a lot of first world countries do have like high rates of suicide when there's a lot of third world countries that people obviously really strive to survive. So
yeah, they have less and yet they don't have the same problem of like obviously things like starvation probably are much, much higher. And that's, I can guarantee that's a fact. But for us, it's like, okay, starvation, solvable problem. Mental health, in life right now and in the world, it feels like this insurmountable problem that is almost impossible to tackle because it's a problem you can't see. It is literally the one thing that is like invisible essentially to everyone. It's the whole like, oh, well, the happiest people, like, turns out most of them are typically the most depressed and the ones that take their lives. And even my dad, like my dad was that for so many people. It was like, oh, he's such like a happy-go-lucky, like positive, kind guy. And for me, it's like, yeah, no one, for the most part, no one knew his struggles. No one knew how much he was suffering. And if he was a number on a board, it would just be like, oh, he's not the number that is like the number we need to worry about. The numbers we need to worry about are how many homeless people are there, how many kids in the foster care system. And those are all people that absolutely need just as much love, if not more. But people inside homes, inside families that get lost. Like, I can speak for myself, like growing up in a family of 9, having a roof over my head, having some food on my table. It wasn't a lot and it wasn't the best food, but it was something. And for me, most people would be like, oh, you're so blessed. I'm like, yeah, obviously I was blessed to have enough to survive. But if I'm surviving for nothing, then once again, what is the point? Like, and
But I think the mindset that some people try to use that I have been guilty of before, it's like, oh, look, there's someone having it way worse than you. So like, why do your problems matter? Which again, that obviously, like people that are experiencing the worst of the worst, like their problems do much matter. And they're so incredibly difficult to deal with, but that doesn't mean your problems don't mean something and aren't hard to navigate.
oh yeah, most people,
Right. Using comparison, whether it's for people better or that like, I guess that's very objective, but people that are like doing better in your eyes or doing worse in your eyes, I think it just goes negative. Like it's a negative thing to do either
Yeah.
way. Just compare in any sense, right? Because your journey is completely your own. So
yeah, because some people would die for a situation of another person, and someone would kill for the position of that other person. And like there are people that have seemingly like everything that most people are like, oh, you should be good. And then it comes back to like, but why aren't they good? Why are they actually really not okay? And it all comes down to feeling so alone and so unseen and uncared about and unloved. And COVID rolled around and just like solidified and strengthened all of those feelings, because it was isolate, disconnect from your neighbor, disconnect from people around you, like push away, and really just have it be all you, just you by yourself. And a world where you are living by yourself without community and without people and without love, without also like someone or something to catch you if you fall, that's a terrifying world to live in. Like and this world has been a rough world to live in for pretty much a lot of people.
yeah.
And I look at it and I'm like, if there was an entire community and essentially a safety net built by community that said, hey, we know you're going to try your best, but if you falter and you fall all the way to the bottom, you will get caught, and we will help you get back up, and we'll hold your hand, and we'll help you start hiking back up the mountain. Whereas right now, there's not that. So the fear of falling is even stronger. It's like, oh God, like I can't fall. And then pressure gets put on so many people, especially on guys, where it's like, I have to provide. Like there is no going to the streets and being homeless, especially once you have a partner and kids. There's no like failure. And then you start to isolate yourself emotionally from people because you're like, I have to be okay. I mean, I think every guy can relate to that. Is like, I have to be okay because there's no option for me not to be okay. There's no place that gives a shit if I'm not okay. They're just like, no, just get back on the horse and be okay. I literally listened to a song yesterday that came on and it broke my heart. I think it's called Smile or something. And the whole song's just like, you just need to put a smile on your face, and like tears are trying to come, but like just put a smile on your face anyway. Like it'll make life better, and this and this and this. And the whole thing was just like avoid. Just pretend that everything's okay. Like put a smile on. That'll make life seem like better. But deep down, when you're dying inside, putting a smile on your face is not going to do anything. It's not going to make you feel cared about or loved, and it's not going to solve any of your problems. And seeing so many people that go about life just like, oh yeah, I'm good, I'm fine, I'm okay. and everyone's just pretending. Like this is like one of the things that kills me most, is that everyone, because we're so afraid to not be okay, and because it seems like no one will care, we all do not give ourselves the ability to not be okay. We live in a world where it is, you have to be okay. You will die. You will be homeless if you're not okay.
How are you doing? Good. How are you? Good.
Good. Okay, good. Nice.
Have a good
nice
day.
to see you. Yeah, good to see you.
That's what it.
How are you? Fine. And when people just are okay with, I'm fine as an answer, I'm like, you're not okay. No one's great when they say I'm fine. Fine is like one of the worst things besides I'm really struggling. Actually, fine is worse. Someone saying I'm struggling is vulnerability and honesty. And I'd be like, oh, do you need a hug? But someone who's like, I'm fine, says to the whole world, I'm not okay, but I believe that I don't need anyone.
I'm just essentially hanging in there and floating through everything.
I'm floating. I'm not even existing, essentially. Like, I'm barely surviving. I'm emotionally a wreck and dead inside. I feel disconnected from love, from my body, from my partner, from my children, from my passions, from nature. Like, that's what fine is to me. I'm like, you're probably not feeling anything. And if you're not feeling anything, to me, like, that's where, for the most part, like, taking your life typically stems back from feeling nothing. Like, I felt nothing for so long, and I would rather feel immense amounts of sadness and heartbreak than ever go back to feeling nothing again. Because once you're feeling nothing, it's like, what's the point of being human? Like, what's the core of being human? It is to feel and experience. And if you're not feeling anything, you're not experiencing anything. Everything's just this pointless void that it's like, okay, well, I saw a beautiful sunset, didn't feel anything. So what's the point of a sunset?
Feeling is a beautiful thing, for the good and for the bad. I mean, it's the human condition, right?
Yeah. But the worst thing is to not feel.
Yeah.
To not feel is to not be human.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I understand why someone would take their life if they didn't feel, because I felt that same way. Every day that went by that I felt nothing, I was like, taking my life makes so much sense, actually. And then the moment I started to feel again, I was like, oh my God, I'm so grateful I didn't take my life. Because feeling is such a beautiful thing, even though it's sometimes so hard. And sometimes most people are so afraid of it, because it's like, what if it kills me? And like, feeling stuff is not going to kill me. It will be painful and it will be hard, but at the core of it, it's going to make me grow. And I get to experience it. I get to experience sadness. That's pretty cool. I lived a life where sadness wasn't even real. Someone could have died and I would have felt nothing. And to me, that's terrifying. Like, someone that I love, I remember my partner at the time, I looked at her and I was like, I know I love you, but I feel nothing towards you. And that's terrifying to me. Like, that is so scary. I don't want to feel that way. Well, not even feel, I don't want to like exist.
You don't want to not feel that way.
Yeah, I don't want to not feel that way. But yeah, it's cool because all of these problems, like, and this is my perspective and I want to hear your perspective. Like, I look out into the world and I see all this pain and mental illness, and I see the suicide rates and depression just spiking, and I see disconnection and hatred and all these things. And I'm like, okay, what are the solutions? Because like, we've tried other things, and if they worked, we wouldn't be here. And I look at what we want to do and what I would hope everyone eventually wants to jump on board with, which is like bringing love and friendship and authenticity back to the world, and saying like, hey, if you're showing up and respecting each other and loving each other, then like, it is okay to be yourself. And I want to create a world where people support each other, where people believe that there are good people out there and good companies and good communities that don't want to take advantage of you, who just want you to be okay. Like, they genuinely want you to thrive, and they want to support you without enabling you. And for me, I always put myself in the shoes of like, when I was struggling, what did I want to see? Because I was very aware. I was like, why is there not why is there not stuff like this? Where are the people like that? Where are the good people? And every time I thought I'd meet like a good group or a good this, there's always a catch. And I was like, that sucks. Like, I thought I was like, I finally gotten the thing. I thought I was finally going to feel welcome and like I belong somewhere. And then it always just felt like it was like smoke and mirrors. It just like disappeared in my hands. And I was like, I was so close though. So it really, like, it made me give up hope that there was beautiful things and beautiful people and beautiful communities and brands. And like, I just started to live a life where it's like, everyone just wants to take advantage of me and everyone just wants my money. And most people don't even believe in good. So like, what's the point of being a good person in the world if everyone's just going to take advantage of you? And then flipping around and like seeing that being the good person can actually impact people's lives on such a level that like I don't think most people could even fathom.
And to fact check that is very true, the impact that you're already making, just because like I've seen how many people's lives you've already affected, and like, you know, even how small you started, you've already made such a big impact. And even to me, just being an example of that positivity and everything, because I have felt a lot of that in my life. And kind of like, as I'm figuring out who I am and how to project that and stuff, as we were talking about, it's like really great that you've kind of shown me how you give that to other people and the friendliness and everything. And it's like not scary to talk to strangers. Like everybody is just like waiting to be your friend, essentially. Which is really cool. I mean, everybody has a different story, and I think that's something that a lot of people like traveling for, is because when you travel, it actually makes you curious of others around you. But like when you're back in your hometown, you're not curious of others around you anymore. And I think that's a big thing. If you everything is just how you frame your mind. Everything is. And so when you're kind of just naturally in that state, you're meeting all these people and you're having all these amazing experiences, but you have just as much ability to do that at home. Not to say that traveling's not great for that and all sorts of other reasons, because it is really cool to see extremely different walks of life. But there's so many people here that are from other places and that have had vastly different experiences, even within 20 miles of each other.
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful thing, to be curious about just other people. So, yeah, I think curiosity is a really big one. Curiosity without going in and judging, because obviously that's really hard, because psychologically we're made to place judgments on things. That's how we make decisions. But if you can kind of overcome that and just really listen and learn, I think it makes getting to know someone pretty amazing.
Yeah. How, I mean, for anyone watching, on Wednesdays, we take pizza and just like other stuff, dog food, really just stuff that like people struggling with homelessness need. And we go and we sit with them, hand out food, hand out the stuff, and just chat and befriend them. You were the first person that I ever took with me. And for me, I was like, okay, I wonder how Chandler's going to experience this, and even just what you were feeling. So I want to hear your perspective of what you're feeling leading up to it, because it did come down to like, okay, homeless people, most people would look at them and be like, there's nothing I need to know about you. You're homeless.
Yeah.
Or you're this, or you're this. And they peg them as something. But for you, like whatever you were feeling prior and then leading up to actually chatting with them, I want to hear how your experience went.
Well, I think I just want to start by saying we're led by a lot of fear on things, which is unfortunate. And I could actually compare this to traveling as well. But like here in the United States, we're taught to like be afraid of like other countries and stuff. You know, there's not these regulations here. Yeah. Is someone going to be safe because of this? There's all this crime that goes on. And then obviously, you know, there's crime a lot of places. There's crime here. But like you go places and you see the love from the people. And again, you don't place that immediate judgment, and you actually see how many incredible experiences you can have with those people. To me, it's exactly the same with homeless people, where a lot of people are just kind of taught to fear them. It's like, oh, these people are going to steal, or these people do drugs, or they just have bad intentions. That's why they ended up here. But a lot of people that are experiencing homelessness are just people that didn't know how to like deal with the cards they were dealt, or just didn't have a support system. And a lot of them are there for, I mean, similar reasons, but there's a lot with very vastly different stories as well. And like, I don't know, it's just really tragic how society's just dehumanized them so much. And there's a lot of hurt, and sometimes, right, it's difficult. You hear a lot of difficult stories, or people kind of, you might enter some interesting situations, but it's so worth it because they are just very hurt people, like all these other, again, like hurt people that we're talking about. They just need help, and they don't know how to help like themselves, and a lot of the system is making it harder for them to help themselves, as we have learned very much here in the past several months. So your question being what it was, though.
What were you feeling like leading up to that first time?
So my first time, obviously, I did experience a little bit of fear, because it's like, whoa, I actually, the first time I went and handed out food was on Thanksgiving of last year. My wonderful Aunt Kelly, shout out. She's been just a great example for me in service and everything. And we had a lot of leftovers from our Thanksgiving when I handed it out, and I handed it out with my sister, and I was like obviously watching her to make sure everything was good. But again, most of those people didn't have bad intentions or anything. They were just, grateful. And obviously it's pretty good as you start doing services, like warming up from just going and quickly handing them out, which is okay, but to eventually sitting and chatting with them and really making them feel connection, because they don't get a lot of that anymore.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the transformation that I had, right? Is I was kind of fed all the fear and everything, and eventually just getting to talk with them and getting more comfortable, as you do with anything new. Just really humanizing. And it's been a really wonderful experience, and it's been, I guess, really humbling to know that if I didn't have a good support system, I could be homeless.
Yeah.
And it's like that's, it's with the economy and everything, it's tough, and people like can very easily end up that way if you don't have good people supporting you and waiting for you to grow, especially being in, your young 20s and everything. It's hard to support yourself when people are going through school and doing all that stuff, and you have a lot of things changing and everything. So a lot of us people who are more privileged, if we didn't have that support system, we would be on the streets as well. So there's no reason that I should look at those people and just think like, oh, I'm better than them.
No,
never.
If you went through the exact same situation,
those people did, I would be homeless.
And you were in their brain and their body and had their parents and their experiences, you would be homeless. Like, there is no, oh, I would have done differently. It's like, but you wouldn't be you.
Yeah.
You would be them. And like, you might have the privilege of different awareness because of parents, because of your experiences. You might have the privilege of, a better support system, of wounds from your past, like emotional trauma or physical trauma or whatever it may have been, that led you down a different path instead of the one you're currently on.
Yeah.
And it's like, you get dealt all those cards, and then you get behind the 8 ball in this society. Like, people already know that life is hard. If everyone just like sat and was genuinely honest, it's like, life is really hard. And then you look at someone who's homeless, you're like, I actually get it. I get why you're there. Like, there are multiple points where it's like, dude, the pressure is on. Like, the pressure is on. Life puts it on. Taxes, government, paychecks, like bad work situations, all these things. One wrong thing can just spiral someone. And homelessness might be the only option in someone's brain where it's like, what am I supposed to do? I wasn't able to get a job. I couldn't pay my rent, and I didn't have anywhere to go. And say that you like emotionally were never treated with a lot of kindness. So you constantly hurt people around you. And now, because of your childhood situation, you grew up learning to push everyone away. And now you feel like, you don't have people.
Hurt people.
Yeah, and so you hurt people, and then the time comes when you need help. Your pride and the fact that you've hurt so many people, you're going to feel so alone. And it's like, I would rather go be homeless than ask for help from people that I've hurt. Like, why would they help me? I've hurt them. I don't deserve. And that's, honestly, it comes back to, my opinion, one of the biggest things is like, I don't really deserve better. Like maybe this is what I deserve.
That's
Maybe
something that, I mean, even in my situation, that's something I think that like self-love and saying, do I deserve this I think it's tough for a lot of people,
yeah.
right?
And then when bad things happen, you're like, well, I've always deserved bad things. And I can say this because I believed that for so long until a little while ago is, well, I don't deserve good things to happen. So like lose your job, get fired, get broken up, all these things. It's like, well, I deserve that. What did I expect?
Those things all just tell you the thing you already believe and give you that confirmation to,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then before you know it, it's like, well, I believed that my life wasn't going to ever amount to anything more. And people around me might have told me that or just like reinforced that belief. And now here I am on the street living the life that I knew I deserved. And I don't deserve more than that. So I'm just going to stay here and suffer. And to me, that's heartbreaking. Like, because it all comes full circle to like, if you would have shown like that little kid before he went through everything he went through and before he became homeless, if you would have shown him love and been there for him and been a support system and showed him what kindness felt like, showed him what allowing himself to be authentic felt like, and also catching him when he fell and allowing him to get back up and then believing in him and being like, hey, keep going. Like, don't stay on the ground. I want to know where that kid's life would end up because I can guarantee he wouldn't be on the street. And so why, now that they're adults and they feel so isolated and hurt by the world and the people around them, why are they not deserving of that same type of love that that little kid deserves just as much? Just because they're cranky and maybe negative from a life of negativity, that doesn't strip them of like how much they deserve kindness.
You can't blame them at all.
No, I'm like, if I was hurt by so many people and I felt shunned by the world, I would turn into an asshole probably. And yeah, if people showed up with lunch, I would probably be grateful for that from them. But yeah, if people walked by me and locked their cars and didn't acknowledge me and didn't let me come into the bathroom at a grocery store or at a restaurant or charge me for water at a gas station, which I walk into a gas station, I don't look homeless and no one's ever charged me.
These are all real examples, by the way.
They're all real stories.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm like, why? Like, I have money and I'm not being charged for water because I don't look homeless. Like, that is a human that needs water. At the core of it, like, give them water. Like, how could you not? You have to be so disconnected to see a human in need of something like water and be like, you're going to have to pay. I know you have probably not really anything, but you need to pay. And then you see a billionaire walk in. It's like, hey, I'm going to give you all these free things and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, why is the billionaire giving free stuff and the famous person and the homeless person is charged extra for stuff that everyone else gets for free? That doesn't make sense to me. Like, what world do we live in, man? It kills me. But that's why we're here. For me, like, growing up, all I wanted to see was a world that like treated people with love. Even though I could never have like vocalized it or envisioned it fully, that's what I dreamed about. When I found out that guys were abusive to women in relationships, I was like, that's not real. Why would anyone ever do that? Like, girls are great and like guys are so kind. Why would they do that? And the innocence of me was like so just like broken down because it was like, oh, the world I thought that was like magical and beautiful and good, turns out it's like all this betrayal and stuff behind the scenes and like problems that are just rampant in people's lives that everyone hides. It's like porn, cheating, abuse. All these things are just hidden behind the curtains, and no one wants to show it because it's like, hey, we're all good. And for me, I was like, I don't want to raise kids in a world like this. And so the only option is either I don't have kids or I create a new world. And like, I need the best people with the biggest hearts to do it with me, where that world is a world that like kids do feel safe to be themselves and they do feel supported and they do feel loved and they feel believed in. And also adults have somewhere to go to find peace, to find community, to find love. Like, you would think that everyone would dream of a world like that. And I feel like some people kind of do.
I think a lot of people do, but I think they just believe that it's not possible. So they've let go, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of us let our experiences that happen to us dictate just our belief in the world. Again, like we have both even struggled with. So I think that's why this is going to be so amazing, just because we're going to come out and teach the opposite of that and give people that hope.
Yeah.
Right?
Because that's all it is like,
When if you're surrounded by everybody that's just kind and loving and passionate, and just like stoked about life, like you're probably going to be stoked about life.
yeah.
And it's unfortunate because a lot of people, again, were dealt difficult cards in their life and surrounded by so much hardship. And we hope to spread that as much as we can to hopefully positively impact those people's lives.
So. Yeah. Because to your point about like when you're surrounded by it, you become it. Like everyone's heard that little.
It's very true.
The 5 people you surround yourself with, you become. And so for me, I'm like, okay, if there's a community of not 5, but like hundreds of kind people who are just being themselves and like want the best for me and don't want anything from me, it's going to pull that part of me out. And I believe that every human deep down has that in them. Like so many people want to believe that like some people are born evil. And I'm like, no, I refuse to believe that. I think that to me is actually heartbreaking that someone could be like, yeah, look at that little baby. That little baby's evil. I'm like, that little baby is not evil. That little baby is nothing but pure love and joy. And then it is hurt throughout its entire life. And then it turns into someone that hurts because that's what it knows. That's what it's seen. And for us to create a world where like it brings out the kindness in you being around other people. It's like, oh yeah, just being around you makes me want to be kinder. It makes me want to speak more highly of people. Right? And all it takes is like one person to another person, then 2 people to 2 more people, and then those 4 people to 4 more people. And before you know it, it's like, oh wow, there's all these people that they're holding each other to a higher standard. They're holding each other accountable, and they're also wanting to show up in this way. Like it's our human nature to want to show up in like authenticity and kindness. And most people, it's like, you don't want to be an asshole. Most people don't want that. They don't want to be rude and hurt people. Like I've hurt so many people, women that I've dated and other people, friends, like people throughout my life. I didn't want to hurt them. But there was some innate part in me that had been hurt that was like, I can't help but hurt you. Like all of the pain that I'm like withholding and pushing down just comes out at you. And then eventually it's like, okay, I'm continuing this cycle of hurting other people who are now going to probably go hurt other people. And now it's like, let's switch the cycle. I'm going to start loving people at a grocery store, at the gym, out in public. And I want to see if that slowly but surely hopefully inspires that person to be like, that felt really good. I want to do that for someone else. And they go take that same bit of love that they got and they go
pay it forward
to the next person that they see. And that person's like, wow, that was really sweet. Like, I feel really good. That was beautiful. And for me, I'm like, who knows if that can change the world, but I want to find out.
Yeah. Again, you never did anything remarkable by dreaming small.
No.
So, and that's what we're going to do. I actually, if you don't mind, if you could say something to yourself in 2 years right now. Is this, I know you've done other episodes like of the podcast, but like, is this like your first official kind of rebooting or you?
Yeah, this is the reboot.
So this is the first official episode of the reboot. I want you to say something to yourself in 2 years. Right
Josh.
Now. Yeah.
Okay. Josh, I am so proud that you were willing to step into fear and go after all of the things that you always dreamed about. And you lived so long just hoping that one day you'd experience the life that you're experiencing right now. and being surrounded by the people you're surrounded by, doing the things that you're doing, impacting the lives that you're impacting, and probably in the relationship that you always dreamed about being in with yourself and with a partner. And for me right now, I'm grateful that you stepped into fear and you didn't live just talking and dreaming, but you lived a life of action, and you went fiercely towards all the things that you knew in your heart were the most beautiful things that you wanted to experience. And I'm proud of you. And it's so funny. I look up to you. And you are the person that I aspire to be, and I can't wait to be you. And the love that you carry and the way you show up in people's lives and the way you show up for your family and your friends and for strangers and for your community is something that when I was a kid, I didn't believe existed. And knowing that you are going to build on the foundation of where I'm at right now and bring more love and kindness into people's lives and into the world just makes me grateful that you exist and that you chose this path when you could have chose a more comfortable path and an easier path that had less trials and less hardship and less bumps and less pain and less letting go. And you chose the hardest path, the least comfortable path, because you knew that it's not what you needed even, but just what everyone needed. Like, beautiful things don't come from comfort and from ease, and you chose the path of most resistance. And I know that the world that you're living in right now is one that I truly right now can't even fathom. Like, for me, I think it's beautiful that there's going to come about more love in my life and in the lives around me. And there's going to be more support and more beautiful people that are all working together in 2 years with you and with the people around you. And yeah, it just it solidifies the belief that like this world can change, and I know that you're doing everything you can, and I know you're giving your heart, and I'm just proud of you, and I love you, and I just want to say keep going and keep pouring your heart out into it and giving it your all, and don't hold back. And you haven't held back, and I know that, and I love that. But just keep going all out. You have one life, and it is not meant to be lived playing small. And yeah, I can't wait to see where you go, and I love you to death.
That's very moving. And I think that will be incredible to watch in 2 years.
Oh, I'm stoked to watch
To
that
just
in 2 years.
to be just sitting in the place that you're sitting in 2 years and just look back and see all the things happen now in between then, and just,
Ugh.
shake your head. Well, nod your head or even shake your head just out of disbelief, or, and just looking back at all of the events and just kind of feeling that fulfillment.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a beautiful thing, and kind of shouting out to nobody that's watching right now, but everybody that's watching later.
Yeah.
Like I said.
Yeah, which is cool because no one is watching right now.
Yeah.
That's like the most beautiful part is like someone could watch this 5 years from now.
And they will. When someone's doing big things, a lot of people go back and check where they started. And this is it. This is us kind of announcing like what we want to do, and just kind of talking a little bit about our journeys and everything. And obviously, I assume we'll both be talking a lot about different aspects because we don't even have time to cover nearly anything in this. I don't even know how long this is supposed to be.
As
long as we want it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long I don't listen to podcasts, so I don't know what people are willing to listen to.
There's some episodes that are like 3 hours on some like really good podcasts.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, the people that want to listen will listen.
Yeah.
And for me, that's all that matters.
Do you want to just give like a quick summary on kind of just the purpose and like what's pushed you to start this podcast a little bit?
Yeah. Yeah. So for me, and I've bounced around purposes for so long because there's so many beautiful things that.
And we have a lot, by the way. We have a lot of things we're doing.
Yeah.
Podcast specifically, though.
The podcast specifically for me is like social media is this magical place where I can like convey any bit of information. I could convey negativity. I could convey positivity. I can convey love, hope, like different perspective. I could give people a glimpse into something they've never seen before, like my life, someone else's life, community, service. Like social media is powerful in that way. And for me, a podcast is my way of just like taking everything that's in here, and there's so much love in here and so much hope and belief in like a more beautiful world. And I'm confident in starting the podcast finally because it's not me talking about it. I've lived my life this way for a while now. And now it's like, now I want to like open my heart to social media and say, hey, there are people out there, multiple people, not just me. And that's why the podcast is important, bringing on other people.
That are making impacts and making change.
And living life with an open heart and being authentic and being real in a world that's full of so much fake and so much pain and so much disconnection. I want to show that there are people, and there's already people doing it, and that's beautiful. But I'm the only person that can do me on social media. And like my perspective, the way I live my life, my own like the way I show up is all unique, and everyone else is unique in their own way. And that's amazing.
And that's a beautiful thing, going from consuming to creating.
Yeah.
Because be yourself, everybody is already taken.
Yeah.
Everybody else is already taken.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm not trying to be anyone else.
You gotta be yourself, and I think that's what's so beautiful about authenticity and just about kind of like the market for creators and everything right now is like, if you're just you and you kind of know how to present that, it's going to work out for you.
Yeah. And for me, the podcast, I don't want it to work out for me. I want it to work out so that it gives me the ability to have more reach in bringing more love into people's lives and just light and positivity. Like, I know I can spread messages through this, and whether that's messages about how to show up, whether it's about love, compassion, forgiveness, service, all these things that I love deeply. Like, I live my life based on these principles because it has brought so much joy and peace into my life that all I want to do, it feels like I've been given this huge birthday cake. And it's so wonderful and it tastes so amazing and there's so much extra that it's like I could just let it sit there and go to waste, or I could go give it all back and be like, hey, this person on the street, you should try this. This is really wonderful. I have a lot of it. It seems you need some. You don't have any. I can see that you don't have any in your hands. Have you ever had birthday cake this good before? And they're like, no. I'm like, perfect. I would love to give you some. And also giving the recipe on how to make that birthday cake and being like, hey, you can have this in your own home. You might not be in my country, but if you're in Europe or you're in a different state, you can follow this, a similar path. It's not the same. My life is not like a copy and paste for anyone else because my life is uniquely me and for me. But the amount of peace and love that I've experienced, I would be lying if I said I didn't want to go give that back to people, because I see people that are struggling that have never experienced love or kindness or even presence before. And I'm like, I know how beautiful it is. I just want you to experience that. You deserve to experience that. You deserve to believe in a world that's beautiful and to live a life where you get to experience wonderful things.
I think something that actually just touches on what we just talked about is like, if you are listening to it and are surrounding yourself with positive messages and everything, it's kind of like surrounding yourself with good people and good energy and everything, which I think is really beautiful, because you're going to give people the opportunity to see others that are doing like really positive things, because I know a lot of podcasts, they obviously have like remarkable people on there, which obviously is positive, but like people that are very service oriented and trying to spread like an impact of just love and help
Yeah.
and support and everything, which I think will be a really amazing journey, especially even for inspiring you, or inspiring the people listening, or
Yeah.
inspiring the people that come on the podcast to just do better, spread more love. Like, because there's so much opportunity in that.
Yeah.
And again, I don't know. I think people always see service, and I think this is a great thing as well, obviously, and which I can actually touch on a huge realization I had in my life that made me want to do service. Honestly, actually just cover it now. But a couple different ways you can look at service, I think. So first off, I have had a big problem with just anxiety and everything in my life. That's been a super just difficult thing for me to overcome. And then one day I was just sitting there thinking about all my problems, whether they're large or minuscule, but I was just being kind of drowning in them. And I kind of had the realization, it's like, man, what if I started thinking about other people than myself?
Mm-hmm.
And how much more, like, I'm trying to think of like how to even explain it. I had it worded. I have everything written down in like this big journal notes section in my phone, but it's just like sometimes if you think about other people, you can forget yourself. And, you know, a lot of us are very self-consumed, which is obvious, like we're our own people and everything, but
Yeah.
it's really good to step out of your little globe or my fishbowl or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just in, whether it's positive or negative or whatever it is, and just focus on other people sometimes within that service, the other people that are struggling, or the people that, again, you might not even know if they're struggling or not, just being positive and everything, and just trying to spread that impact. But when people do service, I think a lot of the time it's really difficult because people think like, oh, I'm already struggling. So how could I do that? How can I go give? And I think that's something that's been really incredible lately, because I've always thought about, it's like, oh, once I have all this money or once I have this, then I can go help people. But it's like, man, I can do that now. And it might sound selfish because, again, people, it's like, oh, but you just want to do service to feel good. But it's like, well, you're still doing service and you feel good. Like, that's a win-win.
Yeah.
There's no problem with that. But I can create something. Well, we can create something that obviously helps us live and helps everybody else too. You know, it doesn't have to just be giving and taking away from you. It can just be giving to everybody. There's more than enough pie to go around, especially if you're kind of in that state of abundance and everything. And it's just going to positively impact everything.
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful thing. And again, I don't think that needs to be something that, which in my past, maybe I'd, you know, tear myself apart for. Like, you don't need to look into even why you're serving. If you're serving, like, it's always just a positive thing. If you're positively impacting others, like, that's just an amazing thing you're doing, which I think is really cool. You know, not everything has to be that deep. And that's almost a message for me, because I overanalyze everything and just tear things apart when sometimes they just don't need to be.
Yeah.
If you're out serving, you're out serving.
Yeah. And
you know?
People that are knocking on people that are serving, like, even if you did have an agenda, there's at least some good being done. And for us, for me at least, I reached a point where I was like, you know, I don't even, like, people who are negative, like, this isn't for them. Like, I'm trying to inspire people who have a heart, that want to serve, that feel like they can't, they don't have the ability, or that they need more money. And you see videos on social media of like someone giving $10,000 to a homeless guy, and it's like, well, I can't do that. And for us, it's like, we've given $0 to any person that we've gone and just sat with and chatted with and befriended, and that's made more of an impact than $1,000 or $10,000. Because at the core of it, it's like, oh, this person cares about me, and they're not asking anything from me.
People want to feel seen and heard. Everybody. And everybody needs to feel seen and heard.
Everyone.
And I think going back a little bit in this conversation, we were talking about some of the experiences that people that are experiencing homelessness have talked to us about, like locking their doors when they go by them and everything. And, you know, that's really rough and dehumanizing. And I think, like, just even if you don't have anything to give, simply like someone that's panhandling, like acknowledging their existence, smiling at them or something, I think can go a long way, because a lot of
Yeah.
those people feel invisible. Simply looking at somebody and acknowledging them could go a long way.
Yeah. Even if it's uncomfortable.
And look how much impact from like the smallest action can have, right? So
Yeah.
starting small, and again, if that's all you have to give that day, that's amazing. You still gave.
Yeah. And it like even the impact, if you're only doing it because it's going to make an X amount of impact, like pull back the expectation and do it just because you want to do it. Like if it doesn't end up making an impact, like I went to In-N-Out and there was this guy on the corner panhandling and I bought 2 burgers and I didn't see him. And I like, obviously as I'm pulling out, I see him and I was like, oh, I have 2 burgers. I might as well give him one. And I pull up and I was like, hey, do you want some food? He's like, no, not really. I was like, oh, well, what do you need? He's like, well, do you have some money? And I was like, I don't have any cash. Like, I'm sorry, but like, is there anything else you need? And he was like, I don't know. And I was like, okay, well, like, if you know, like, let me know, but I got to head. So, if I can swing back here and you need something else, let me know. And for me, it wasn't like, oh man, I didn't end up giving him the burger. Like I failed, or like he only wanted money. Like maybe he wanted drug money or this or that. And it's like, it doesn't matter. I wanted to take time out of my day to go see if that person needed help. And if I could help in my ways while having my boundaries of not giving cash to homeless people. Cause for me, it's like, that's not going to solve any problems, but like food is like starvation or hunger is a very direct problem that I'm like, I can go solve that. And I know you can't go buy, you probably can't go buy drugs with a burger from In-N-Out. If you could, then, you're going to do that regardless.
Some good trading and bartering.
Yeah. But at the core of it, it's like, I'm not doing it for a specific outcome. I'm doing it because like, if I was in his shoes, even if I was addicted to drugs and I was just wanting money, I would hope that people would just stop and see if I needed something. Even if they couldn't give me money, I might be a little frustrated, like, I just need money. Why can't you just give me money? And it's like, hey, well, at least they stopped. Like, most people haven't stopped. And to me, that's something that anyone can do. And yeah, it could be uncomfortable. It could be scary. Like, if you feel unsafe, obviously, like, maybe go up with someone else.
Make sure you go about things in a smart way.
Yeah, like
Just
don't,
because it's uncomfortable doesn't mean it's.
yeah, like if you're a woman and you feel unsafe and you're going up to a homeless guy, like bring someone with you, or like do it in a way where you still keep yourself safe. Like have boundaries. So many people think that service is like people pleasing times 100, where you're just supposed to give everything and have zero boundaries and let people walk all over you. And I
No pie for yourself. Like
yeah, and for me, I'm like, no. The moment I put up boundaries, it was like, oh yeah, I can't help you in that way, but I'll help you in the ways that I can help you. And so if any of the ways that you need help fall in line with my boundaries, I would love to help, but I can't help in this way. That will do you no good, and that will do me no good, and the world doesn't need more of that. And so like learning to not be a people pleaser, learning to set boundaries in service, and learning to just remove expectations, being like, I'm just doing it because I want to do it. Like that's a human, and I care about humans, and I don't think any human should have to go through that. So I'm going to see if I can lend out a helping hand in the way that I can. And that's enough. If everyone did that, the world would be filled with a bunch of people who are like, wow, there's so many people that care. That's pretty cool. Maybe this world isn't so dark. And a lot of people will be like, oh, I don't know if that's possible. I'm like, yeah, of course it's possible. The amount of people that I've met, like, this is like, that's kind of a side tangent, but it leads back to this.
Go for it, yeah.
For so long, I heard so many people be like, oh, this world is just full of like it's not full of a lot of like kind people. And I like, for a while, I was like, I don't know. Like, I understand that there's people that, they've got their stuff and they can be angry or mad or frustrated or pissed or rude. And I don't know when the flip point was, but there was a flip point where I was like, I'm going to show up and I'm just going to be kind to literally every person that I can. And in no way is that inauthentic for me, because it's like, no, like I want to be kind to you and see if kindness is reciprocated. And also you deserve kindness. So like, why would I treat you any other way? Even if you're an ass to me, I'm still going to be kind to you. My property management company, they're the ones that they struggle with, especially because there's no face through the emails or the text. I'm like, ugh. But
Beautiful home though.
yeah, worth the pain. But ever since I started doing that, like the amount of kindness that's reciprocated has been insane. Like the amount of people I think in the last 5 years that I had a chance to be kind to them and they were rude to me, I can maybe on one hand count how many people. Like constantly. It's just like a constant of people just being like, oh, okay, I don't have to be rude to you. Like, you're being really kind to me. Not nice. You're being kind to me. You're actually treating me like I matter. Like a waiter or a cashier, so many people are like, that's their job, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, they're human behind that job, behind the part that they're playing to put food on their table and a roof over their head and to feel like they're just staying afloat. They have to play this part of waiter. And you're treating them like they're not even human. And I'm like, if you were just kind, they'd probably be great. And you know what's funny is the amount of people that have like given me free food, free desserts, free stuff, and have gone above and beyond for me. And I did nothing besides just being kind. Like I had like 3 straight restaurant employees all give me a free meal. And I was just like kind to them. That was it. I didn't do anything. I didn't like flirt with them and like try to make them feel like they were like the most beautiful or the number one person in my life. I was just like, no, you deserve to be seen as like a cool human that deserves kindness. And for me, I challenge everyone watching this, whether it's one person or everyone else, like just try it. Like put on the cap of being a kind person and not just like, hey, how are you? Good. Oh, good to hear. Good. No, that's nice. That's not kind. Kind is like, and for me, I've loved doing this. It's the what are you grateful for question. And everyone without fail is like, oh, I've never really been asked that question.
He does do that everywhere we go.
No
matter who it is, he says, what are you grateful for today? After he asks for their name and again, humanizes them.
Yeah. Kathy today at the gym.
Yep.
I was doing a handstand at the gym, just in the middle of the walkway, almost hit her.
He was.
And she was lovely. And what was her body and like her health?
And she was probably in 70s, somewhere around
70,
there.
75.
Yeah.
And
she
lovely.
was at the gym and working on herself and just an awesome lady.
Yeah. And like most people would look at her and be like, that's probably just some grouchy old lady that walks by or like was like kind of off-putting to me about like me not wiping off a bench or something. And it's like, if you would have been kind to them first and you didn't wipe off your bench, you didn't put back your weights, I can guarantee she would have been so kind to you back and like, hey, can you actually like put back your weights instead of being frustrated at you or rude?
Yeah.
And it's simple. It doesn't take any more time or energy or effort. It just takes a mindset shift of like, who do I want to be in this world? How do I want to show up? How do I want to make people feel? Do I want to make people feel like crap? Do I want to make people feel like they don't matter and they're not seen and I don't care about them? Or do you want to live a life where the people that meet you are like, wow, they're a gem of a human. Like they actually care about me. They actually are present when I'm talking about stuff. They're curious about me. You can be that. Everyone can be that. It's not some superpower that everyone has. I wasn't born that way. I watched people, my friend Alec and my cousin Zach, the 2 people that I took so many things from based on how they treated people. I was probably like 23 and I was hanging out with both of them.
Yeah.
And without fail, no matter who they talk to, like gas station, I've told this story so many times because it literally like ingrained in me. Gas station like employees, you walk into a gas station, most of the time they look like life is just beating them. And they do not look super happy, super like stoked about being there. Zach and Alec are the 2 people like at that point where we could walk in anywhere. And within 2 to 5 minutes, we'd be walking out and that employee would be laughing and smiling like they've never before in their entire life. And they would feel so seen. and so loved. And I just observed Alec and Zach, and I was like, how do they do it? Like, I want people to feel that way. Like, that's a beautiful thing to feel. And like, that gas station attendant deserves to feel that way. And they just cared enough to have like a 2-second conversation and go above you're just an employee that is here to check out my stuff and help me buy this. It was like, oh, like, Jeff, what's up? Like, and
Jeff.
yeah, and it's like, you just have a conversation about, it could be about anything, but just like taking the time to be like, yeah, you seem cool. Like, what's up? And then just treat, no matter how attractive they are or how charismatic they are, they could be super socially weird or anxious or awkward or quiet or shy. And it's like, it never stopped them from treating that person like they mattered. And I took that and I was like, if this was like kind of like Avengers, like the Infinity Stones, like seeing that one thing, that way of showing up for people was an Infinity Stone, I like took it and just like put it in me. And I was like, I was like, in my gauntlet, I want that on there because I want people to feel that way when I show up, and not out of like, oh, people will view me this way. It's because I saw how much beauty and joy was in the eyes and in the smile of that person who looked like life had brought nothing but sadness into their experience and into their existence. And then just this like this little spark of just pure joy and love and kindness and presence. And I was like, that's magic. I want that. And I think everyone can learn from that and take that into their own lives and practice it.
I'm just whipping out the quotes today, but there's this other quote that I've seen. It's said, your real reflection is other people's faces when they're around you. I think I kind of massacred how they worded it, but essentially saying is like, you know, how do you impact others? Which is really awesome, right? Are you positively impacting others? And again, obviously it is a quote and everything is very circumstantial, but kind of considering that is...
It's true. Like, for the most part, it's funny because that's such a different way of saying this thing. This realization I had on the plane, I think a few months ago. I watched as the sun was shining onto the clouds as it was setting. And the side that the sun was shining on was so vibrant and alive. And the same with like the mountains. The sun shines on the mountains and the light just pops. All of the color, all of the beauty, all of the detail, everything. And the moment that sun goes down, it's still the same thing, but it's shrouded in darkness. And it has so much beauty inherently, but there's no light to shine on it to show how beautiful it is. And in that moment, I was like, if I can be some sort of like sun where I can shine light on something and show people how beautiful that thing is, the end goal eventually is helping that thing or that person turn into their own sun so that the light isn't being shown on them, it's coming from within, and they now can go shine light on other people and show them what it feels like to have sunshine on their skin and to see themselves in that light and to see how beautiful they are. And for me, I'm like, everyone deserves to feel that way. There is inherent beauty in everyone. And to your point, like when you show up in that way, you do get to see the beautiful sides of people. People will talk poorly about other people. And for me, I'm like, I don't know. I've been showing up in kindness and love with that person. Turns out I've been seeing the beautiful sides of them. I don't know how you've been showing up, if that's what you're getting. And I know that you're a great person, but like, for me, it does come down to like how you show up is what you will typically see from other people. And if you want to be surrounded by people that have smiles on their faces and are just joyful and like feel like sunshine is being shown on their skin, then start, looking within, doing the inner work so that you can start radiating a lot of light and love and joy and beautiful energy. So, yeah, I just think life is meant to be so much more than what we've all experienced for the most part. Feels like we've all kind of just accepted that life is supposed to be a certain way. It's supposed to be dreadful and dreary and sad. And I accepted that for a long time. But I've reached a point where I'm like, I'm done. I'm done accepting any of that. When people say that, I'm like, that's a limiting belief.
Yeah.
I believe that life is supposed to be magical and beautiful and present and quite lovely. And I'm going to live my life that way until the day that I die. No matter what hardship or darkness tries to come and like destroy that belief, I'm going to live that way because I want to see what a life lived in that state of being can bring about in this world, and even just the beautiful experiences that I'll get to experience. And it all comes down to believing it. I'm like, I refuse to believe that life is meant to be awful. It's meant to teach you lessons. It's meant to be hard so that you can
be
grow.
Difficult, but it's for just the better.
Yeah, it's meant, like, everyone who's read The Alchemist, somehow this like skips over their brain, but I'm like, remember how in The Alchemist, and just anyone who understands alchemy, it's pressure that creates diamonds. It's not ease and comfort. And so when you go choose into comfort and ease, you're not going to turn into this, like, you're not going to create a life that is truly, truly beautiful, because you have to have pressure. Like, life gave us pressure, not to break us, but to build us. And once you accept that and you see it through a different lens and you say, oh, this isn't trying to hurt me, this is trying to help me, your whole life shifts. Something hard happens, it's like, oh, this isn't trying to take me down. It's trying to point me in a new direction. It's trying to redirect, not reject. For a lot of people in relationships, it's like, I was rejected. It's like, no, you're getting redirected towards someone or something different that's honestly more aligned.
Yeah.
And that perspective on life, just perspective alone, if everyone's perspective shifted on life, the whole world would change. If nothing else changed, just perspective, the entire world would change overnight, and it would be honestly quite beautiful.
I think kind of touching on what you're just talking about, and another book. This one's taken me months to read because I'm working on being more consistent at reading, but Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. Beautiful story, and obviously he went through one of the most difficult things you could possibly ever go through, which is being in multiple concentration camps. And he just talks about obviously his philosophy and staying positive and keeping purpose and just keeping your reason to live. And that can never be taken away from you, no matter how bad everything else is. So I think that's really a testament, that everything we go through can be taken as a learning experience and something to grow from, as no matter how hard or hopeless it might feel. I mean, again, my anxiety wants to eat at me for saying that, just because obviously that's really difficult if things are very difficult and you can still be positive, but that's amazing if you can be, and life can still be amazing no matter the circumstances, like you were just saying, and from the testament of that book.
I mean, he's proof that it's not the circumstances, it's the perspective and the beliefs that you carry. And that place still broke him, but that perspective was the one thing that he knew no one could take from him. And once you find a perspective like that, and this leads to the question that I want to ask you, once you find a perspective like that, it has to become a part of you, or else when things come in to try and break you, you don't have any northern star or any lighthouse to keep you grounded through that. Whereas that one belief or that one perspective of no, I'm going to live my life through this in this way is going to keep me rooted and grounded and keep me heading towards the place that I want to go, even if I'm not currently there. So it leads me to, what is your purpose for living?
I don't know if I can narrow that down into one thing, but I think a good motivator for me is actually another quote that I heard that just kind of smacked me in the face. I don't even know who it's from or anything, but it's an incredible quote. And the quote says, "I kept going not because I wanted to. Trust me, all of me wanted to give up. I kept going because I deserved I deserve to see what not giving up on myself felt like.
Mm. Which is beautiful. I feel like that's all you need.
And that kind of goes into every aspect of why I want to live. And again, like the service and everything, it's like I'm such a creative person. I've always just loved creating. I've always just loved impact and everything. And I would love to impact and help as many people as I can with, my creativity and the things that we bring forth, which obviously we're going to talk about. But, man, it's hard. And I've struggled with a lot of self-doubt and everything. And I've always fantasized so much about what life could look like. And I know everybody else does. It's like, man, this dream or this thing. And it's like, it's really hard to stay present when you're just fantasizing, or again, the opposite of fantasizing is just the anxiety that you feel, right?
Yeah.
Whether you're sitting there just thinking about the past or the future, whether it's positive feelings or negative feelings, I think they're sort of both still negative because it's taking you out of now.
Yeah.
And obviously everyone's heard everything about presence and everything. It's common knowledge, but it's not common practice. Most self-help stuff is. But just being present and really trying to, really just not giving up because you deserve it.
Yeah.
I think that's it. And that, again, that funnels into every other thing that I want to do, which is a gazillion things. But I think that quote just really encapsulates why I want to keep going and keep doing and keep creating. So
beautiful.
Have I ever told you that quote before?
No.
Oh, I have so many just written down and stuff, but that's quote one because it's like, yep. I could read off 50.
Yeah. That sounds like the best one though. Like I don't even need the rest.
Yeah.
Especially with that.
Yeah.
God. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, I'm trying to even think about what mine would be. I feel like so many people.
I can share one more.
Yeah.
It's not my whole reason or anything like that. It's not a reason, but it's maybe more like a quote that gets you to not giving up. The main quote.
Yeah.
And it is just life is, and it's just everything we've been talking about. It goes hand in hand with everything, but life is all about how we respond to our pain.
Yeah.
About how we deal with our pain. And if you can feel that pain, if you can feel that discomfort, whether it's just something difficult you're going through, an addiction you have and everything, being present and being able to deal with your emotions and being able to regulate yourself is everything.
Yeah. Literally all of the problems we have in the world are because people can't sit with their pain and can't
hurting others. Yeah. Addiction.
It all comes down to pain.
Yes.
Literally everything.
Yes.
And for me, pain is inevitable. Like you can't live a life and not feel pain. Like babies literally are born and they have to learn to walk, they have to fall. And to learn to love, you have to get your heart broken. And it's not about how hard you fall. To the same point, it's how you react and it's how you get back up. And do you get back up?
So I'll tell you what, a lot of my young years, like up to even like 2021, I've really loved enjoying life and I've had a great life. But a lot of my life, I have avoided the pain and have been terrified of the pain. So I have a lot of like just fear of like terminal illness and stuff like that, and just anything that would just make you a hypochondriac. Yeah. I've dealt with a lot of that stuff, and it's been very debilitating at points to me. But actually, again, on my trip, very transformative time of my life. I was just kind of really pondering, and I was journaling, and I was actually in a bus. I still remember exactly where I was, but I was in a bus, and I kind of just started, like I had all these thoughts just coming through because I was just pondering every day, and I wrote this just whole big entry, how I was just ready to kind of tackle life and face that pain. Because I was always, and a lot of people probably experience this, it's like when life's going too good, you sit there and just go, uh-oh, so what wrong is going to happen now? What bad is going to happen to someone around me or myself? What's going to go wrong? And like, you don't even let yourself be happy. But it's like, if you can face those fears, if you can face every single thing that you're scared of, but for me, health stuff of even the people around me terrifies me. But if you can face that and realize that it's like, man, everything is temporary. So I'm going to enjoy it that much more because it's temporary. That will freaking make you so present.
Yeah.
And again, that stuff is going to happen. How many people die from heart disease or cancer and everything? And it's completely tragic to me. And I have such a hard time dealing with that. But if you can face it and go, you know what, that's a possibility. That's why I have to live so much better right now. It changes everything. Again, that brings you so much more back to the present. And just being willing to face that possibility of pain or that current pain was a really big game changer for me. And again, it's sometimes still a lesson I need to relearn, because sometimes I wake up and I go, oh, I'm falling back into this habit, or, I'm thinking about it this way again, you know? And it's hard to be like on top of that all the time. But if you can really stick with that, or you have some routine or anything that like helps you just keep that thought, I don't know. It's all those structures and all those things are like, it's like a big web. It's like a big almost building to me, and they all support each other. And just that they all support that one. Don't give up, because I deserve to see who I can grow into, and all of those other things kind of
and
support that.
The flip side of that belief is like, if you did give up, everyone knows what's on that side. It's, I wonder what life would have been like if I hadn't given up. I wonder what I would have experienced. I wonder what,
from fear.
Yeah, I wonder what like types of relationships and friendships and success in business and like all these things. I wonder what I would have experienced. There's nothing worse than regret ever. Like living a whole life and looking back and regretting that you weren't willing to sit with your pain, and that you gave up too easily, and you sat and were just paralyzed from living life and experiencing positive and negative, good and bad.
A prisoner to fear.
Because you didn't, it's like, I didn't want to fail. I'm like, you know what's worse than failure? It's regret.
I think regret is kind of the failure in a way if you got to the end when you couldn't try anymore. Because trying and trying and trying and trying, you still haven't failed until you don't want until you don't want to try anymore. Until you give up.
Yeah.
Right?
And so it's like regret and giving up is the failure. Obviously, if it's like giving up on the life that you dream about. Like if you're giving up on something that doesn't align with you or resonate with you anymore.
Which I've done and had to navigate that as well.
Yeah.
So I completely see what you're saying.
And that's a positive thing that will redirect you. But like, everyone knows in here what is something that they dream about. And it's
giving
like,
up on themselves.
Yeah.
Yes.
Honestly.
Like just that, because obviously, again, you have to navigate things that are still working for you and what serves you. Just like you're saying, not to be misconstrued with that. Don't give up on yourself.
Yeah.
And you know what that is.
Yeah.
I think everybody deep down really does, with some reflection.
Yeah. Like believe in yourself. And this is my opinion. I think everyone is capable. Everyone. Like we hear stories all the time of like this person with all the odds stacked against them somehow accomplished this like impossible feat. And I'm like, how did they do it? It's because they believed in themselves and they didn't give up on themselves. And the difference between people who succeed and the people who fail, literally, it almost always, if not 100% of the time, comes down to, no, they believed in themselves. Always. Like, if you don't believe in yourself, you're probably not going to accomplish the thing. You're not even going to get close, because you're going to be like, I would never be able to do that. So why even try? Why even keep going? Why even this? But the people who believe, those beliefs are like, I'm not going to stop because I know I'm going to get there. I know I'm going to make it to the NBA. I know I'm going to build a successful business. I know I can have a healthy relationship. I know I'm going to achieve the dream body that I've always wanted. Or I know that I can achieve a state of peace and presence. For me, that's what mattered the most to me, where it was like, I didn't know what presence looked like. I didn't know what love looked like, self-love, like really any love. I was like, I dreamed of it, but it was foreign to me. But I believed in it enough to be like, I'm willing to go through literally anything and face any pain, any hardship, any like experience that may just bring me to my knees, because I believe that I deserve that and I want to deserve that. Like the whole idea of like not giving up because you deserve to experience it and see what life could be like. I'm like, I could never live a life where I gave up on myself and then was like, oh, I wonder what life would have been like if I would have done that. I wonder what kind of relationship I'd have. But here I am settling in a relationship that doesn't make me happy, that doesn't feel aligned. I'm not growing in a job that makes me like extremely paralyzed from anxiety and fear and all these things and unfulfillment. And for me, if there's one message I could just give to everyone, start to believe in yourself, because you're capable. You can do more than you even think. Truly, like if you dream it, I can almost guarantee you can achieve it.
What do they say? It's be do have. Be do have, right?
Yeah.
I think I think that just encapsulates manifestation and all of that stuff. Is you just have to be the person, then you do what that person would do and have what that person has. And again, you're not focused on the results. I think like obviously just, and all stems from that belief. And it's, it's really sad. And I've caught myself doing this a lot of times, but people just start almost doing the backup thing before they do the thing that they actually want to do.
Yeah.
And I've been a victim of that, or guilty of that multiple times. Even recently, as we've talked about, with just other side jobs and everything that I've been talking with you about. Can I actually share a story?
Yeah.
Something that's really interesting. I don't even know if I've actually told you this. This is it's kind of fun. So my whole young life, like I remember I was probably 5 years old. I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to own a Halloween costume shop.
Sick.
And then after that, it was a haunted house, which obviously has changed from that. That's not really my desire, but it shifted to a lot of different things I've been throughout my life. I've always just wanted to own a business, and as a lot of people have, but I know that's what I want to do. I know that I want to create, and I'm figuring out where I am spiritually right now, as you know, like what that looks like for me. But this last winter, I felt pretty lost, and I actually had a more short-term girlfriend at that time. And I'll tell you why I was short in just a second. But I said a very sincere prayer the night before because I just felt lost. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I was actually thinking about going and doing maritime school, which would have been pretty cool. But it wasn't who I was or who I'm meant to be.
Yeah.
And I was doing that out of kind of scarcity and saying, oh, like I need to get my life together so I can get a girl or get married or provide for a family and everything, which obviously is a very, very valid concern. But I was just doing it out of, again, lack of patience for trying because obviously business is very scary and just scarcity. It's like, could I really do that? Could I really do it? I need to provide. It's not going to work out. I need to provide. So I said a very sincere prayer that night and was like, God, universe, please guide me. I need guidance because I don't know what I'm doing. And again, I was kind of on that path, possibly going to be looking into schools or something to go to last winter. And the next day I got broken up with. And I was like, man, God, like, now I know what not to do, but I don't know what to do. What the heck, like, what am I supposed to be doing? And it wasn't until I was talking with one of my friends like a month later, I realized, man, that relationship and the feeling like that I kind of had to be in a rush because things had to kind of get moving because I was living at home and I just had to make something happen.
Yeah.
Was going to make me go down a path that I knew was never made for me. And that's how the universe or God answered and told me.
Yeah.
And it took me a while to put that together. And I was like, officially, that's when I was like, I need to go all in on myself because this is the time, and I know that that is what my calling is. And it was just shown to me through that short-lived relationship. Because I was very, like, if that worked out, I very easily could have never done any of this.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Just from something like that and pondering on that and everything. And it's beautiful. And I know that I'm supposed to be here, and I know what we're going to do is going to change so many people's lives. And I am so unbelievably stoked. Sometimes I can't even go to bed because I'm just like, man.
I'm like, if we stayed up all night and just created more beautiful things to change the world, like, sleep is just preventing me from doing more good. Just kidding. It's filling my bucket. It's needed. But
yeah. Beautiful story. And honestly, like, yeah, I'm so grateful. And again, that's like, as you mentioned, redirection. That's like such a failure. I was already not confident because I just did come out of a relationship with so many wounds, whether it was, just whatever situations I was going through, whatever insecurities and everything I had. So it felt really sucky at the time.
Yeah.
But everything not working out has got me to here. And I'm so, so grateful. And I had to have so much patience this winter working in a restaurant saying, what the heck am I doing? I know I'm made for more than this. And I was patient, and I kept seeing it through every day. And now I am here. And again, all those puzzle pieces were building through the winter when I was getting to know you and when we were just talking about all of our ambitions and dreams and everything.
Yeah.
It was building, and I just didn't see it, right? Me doing the social club, my own community, led me to meet you, and we met through service, which is what we connect on so much. And again, I could lead it back to every single other thing in my life that got me to here. And it's just such a beautiful thing to look at.
Yeah.
How I ended up here.
It's,
Again,
I mean,
you gotta keep trying, right?
Yeah. As some people would put it, like, it's divinely perfect, even if you can't see it that way. Like, that trust, even in moments of like, why did that happen? Why am I experiencing that?
It's easy for it to make sense looking at it retroactively, but that's why you need to trust in the moment, because that's when it's the most difficult, because you can't see it written out. You don't know why it's happening.
But you will look back.
And you'll say, that makes sense.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, I'm really grateful for that heartbreak. Like, there's all of my biggest pain points in my life. I now can look back at all of them and confidently say I'm extremely grateful for them.
My first heartbreak was, like, I didn't really date too much in high school and everything, but what I really learned from that was just learning to let go. And I think that taught me, again, so much these realizations that I had after that, like all the things I was pondering through that. I'm so grateful now for all the pain that I dealt with, because I understand so many things on just a way deeper level.
Yeah. And you wouldn't be the same human you are.
And that redirection that I got, like, totally changed my life. So I guess shout out to all my exes.
Shout out to all the people who hurt me, all the experiences that hurt me. Shout out to my parents, and I love them to death, who hurt me. Yeah. That'll
be so embarrassing to just have up when there's a lot of people watching this.
No.
Eventually, but it's beautiful that I can speak about this now knowing that nobody is, so I can be...
Your exes are going to see this. Just kidding.
Hopefully not. I mean, who cares? But
much love to everyone.
Yep.
Even exes who hurt or got hurt.
Who taught me a lot of lessons.
Yeah, they were lessons. They were beautiful lessons.
And I had my own mistakes in those, right? Because it's all just learning, like you're saying. Yeah, so.
But grateful for those.
Yes.
Those people and those things. We'll wrap up, I guess. And I mean, we'll have multiple episodes as we like go along our journey, which I think is also going to be beautiful. So whoever loves listening to us talk, there's going to be more episodes of us just jabbering on. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful that you're here, that you've been through everything, that life brought us together and is giving us the ability to serve and bring more love into people's lives. And for me, like, if people ask, like, what are the, and comes back to like the purpose for living, outside of just like me wanting to experience all things, which will always be like the number one purpose. I just want to experience. The secondary purposes are love and service. And for me, it's like a life where I get to experience love and I get to serve is a life that I know that I can look back on. And even if I didn't end up having kids or a wife, and I didn't get to experience some things, I could look back knowing that that was such a fulfilling, beautiful, wonderful life.
With so much purpose.
Yeah, and so much purpose. And I would leave this beautiful, beautiful place in the hands of people who would hopefully take it and continue to heal it with love. Like the next generations of kids and more kids that can see this example and see a different way of living and say, you know, I want to do that. I want to live my life in that way. I want to live my life through love and through service and through believing in myself and through kindness and compassion and forgiveness and all these wonderful things. For me, that's what matters. Like, it doesn't matter anything else that happens. I could lose everything right now, but I still will have love, and I will still be able to serve, and I'll still be able to be kind. And for me, that's beautiful. It's going to be a life that I used to dream about. And I'm living a life currently that I used to dream about, so I know it's possible. And I'm just grateful that we get to be here and we get to change the world and create a new one that's built by good people with good hearts. So, yeah.
I love that. I'd like to do an episode on just talking about what the whole process is going to look like and everything, because I'm super excited to share that and like how we're going to kind of help people. A lot of the processes we put in place and everything. So
beautiful.
Yeah.
This, if you loved listening to this, tune in. We're going to have more episodes. I'll have different people on. If you ever want to bring people on, you're more than welcome to. And yeah, much love to you guys. Grateful for you, whoever listened to the end of this. I love you.
Amazing.
And cut,
cool.
And then we now have to do a starting because we didn't start it.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We just got going on about hair transplant.
Yeah, so we'll just do like a short intro and then cut it, and then I'll like meld it onto the
lighting will just be like.
Oh, yeah. That's actually a good point.
You could just start it, like, if you just wanted to film it, just literally a starting, be like, hey, I'm going to have Chandler on. Like, you just literally you in a chair, like, separate. Like, just a quick clip. Hey, Chandler was on this podcast, blah, blah, blah. We're talking about this. Like, he's who's helping me build, like, what we're doing.
Yeah.
And it can kind of just, you can just clip in where you want us to start kind of talking from.
Yeah.
I think that'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
Kind of just, if you think that works.
Yeah, that should work.
So you could literally do that tonight, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Whenever. Just say.
Yeah, I didn't think about the lighting.
It's just like, I mean, people probably don't care too much if you want to.
No, I don't think.
It might look kind of funny, though. Rather, it might look a little better if you just said, hey, we'll get right into the conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ugh. Ready to go.
See, that wasn't hard.
Yeah. How do you feel like that went? Do you feel like that was a good
great.
Conversation flow and
Yeah, and
everything and
I
what
think
we touched on?
too much structure takes away from like letting things just go where they need to go.
I just overly think about not wanting to say things that are somehow controversial, especially when you're talking about things, because people are very sensitive about privilege.
I mean, controversy is not the worst thing that could happen.
That's true.
We get more engagement from controversy, so. I'm just hoping they recorded that.
That is very true. Oh, I got calls from the auto shop. By the way, I got this text today. Do you by chance, I want you to check if you know this number. It says, one of my favorite things, or maybe you received this text, one of my favorite things about fall is soup. So I'm hosting a casual soup dinner tonight at my place at 7. That's Rebecca? I know it's last minute, but if you'd like to bring something here, a few ideas, pumpkin bread, apple cider. After dinner, I'm thinking about Rebecca.
Yeah.
Do I know Rebecca? Who's Rebecca?
From service.
Oh.
She helps with good intentions all the time.
Okay, that Rebecca. Okay. Yeah, I don't have her number. I wonder if I'm in the. I wonder if she